Hello, I'm Sebastian. Welcome to 9 Trees podcast. Today, I will summarize and review the book, The Web Beneath the Waves, The Fragile Cables That Connect Our World by Samanth Subramanian explores the hidden infrastructure that makes modern digital life possible, the vast network of submarine fiber optic cables laid across ocean floors. Rather than treating the internet as an abstract cloud, the book pulls readers toward its physical, vulnerable backbone, where engineering ambition meets geopolitics, corporate power, and environmental risk. Subramanian follows the cable routes and the people who build, maintain, finance, and protect them, showing how a handful of choke points and landing stations influence everything from everyday streaming to national security. Along the way, the narrative highlights the tension between redundancy and fragility, as the system is designed to survive failures yet remains exposed to accidents, sabotage, and natural disasters. With a journalistic lens, the book frames undersea cables as one of the defining infrastructures of the 21st century, largely unseen but central to commerce, communication, and global stability. I will give you key takeaways from this book. Firstly, the internet has a physical spine under the sea. A core theme is the shift from thinking of the internet as weightless and wireless to recognizing it as a material system anchored in seabed routes, shore landings, and terrestrial backhaul. The book emphasizes that most international data does not travel via satellites but through fiber optic cables that cross oceans in carefully engineered paths. This physicality matters because it introduces geography, ownership, and maintenance into every online interaction. Cable routes are not just technical lines on a map, they reflect historical shipping lanes, colonial-era ports, and modern financial centers where demand and investment concentrate. Landing sites require political permission, stable shore facilities, and connections to data centers, turning specific coastal towns into strategic nodes. By foregrounding the hardware, the narrative clarifies why distance, topology, and choke points still shape latency, pricing, and resilience. It also helps readers understand why disruptions can ripple through entire regions when cable capacity is concentrated. Seeing the internet as infrastructure reframes common questions: who controls connectivity, who benefits from new routes, and why some places remain poorly connected despite the digital age. The result is a grounded understanding of the network as built environment rather than metaphor. Secondly, fragility, redundancy, and the reality of cable failures. The book examines how submarine cables are both robust and surprisingly easy to harm. They are engineered to withstand pressure, corrosion, and decades of operation, yet they can be damaged by mundane events such as fishing trawlers, ship anchors, and coastal construction. Natural forces also matter, including earthquakes, underwater landslides, and severe storms that can affect nearshore segments. Subramanian highlights how the global network is designed with redundancy so traffic can be rerouted when a line fails, but that redundancy is uneven. Some regions have multiple paths and abundant capacity, while others depend on a small number of routes, making outages far more consequential. Repair is a specialized operation involving cable ships, precise seabed mapping, and coordination across jurisdictions, and it can be slowed by weather and permitting. The broader point is that resilience is a product of engineering choices and economic incentives. Companies build where demand is highest and risk is manageable. Understanding failure modes helps readers grasp why even short disruptions can cause slowdowns, service instability, or sudden price spikes in wholesale bandwidth. It also clarifies why investment in diverse routes is not just a technical upgrade but a societal safeguard. Thirdly, geopolitics and security in an era of data dependence. Submarine cables are strategic assets, and the book treats them as sites where national security concerns intersect with private infrastructure. Because cables carry financial transactions, government communications, and the everyday data of citizens, states worry about interception, sabotage, and coercive leverage. The narrative explores how choke points and landing stations can become geopolitical pressure points, especially where rival powers compete for influence over routes, permitting, and ownership structures. Security is not only about preventing physical attacks, it also includes questions about who supplies equipment, who manages network operations, and which jurisdictions govern landing facilities. Subramanian shows that cables can become proxies for broader debates about sovereignty, surveillance, and alliance networks. When tensions rise, governments may push for route diversification, domestic landing control, or restrictions on certain vendors and consortia. This topic also highlights the ambiguity of responsibility. Cables are often built by consortia, owned by multiple parties, and operated across borders, making accountability complex during crises. The book encourages readers to see connectivity as an element of statecraft, where infrastructure decisions quietly shape diplomatic relationships, intelligence capabilities, and the resilience of economies against disruption. Fourthly, the business of cables, consortia, cloud giants, and power shifts. Another major focus is the economics that determine where cables go and who profits. Historically, cables were commonly financed through multinational consortia of telecom companies that spread cost and risk. The book discusses how this model has evolved as hyperscale cloud providers and large technology firms have become major investors, seeking capacity, control, and performance guarantees for their services. This shift changes governance. When a few firms underwrite new routes, they can influence landing choices, capacity allocation, and interconnection with data centers. The narrative also touches on how cable projects are justified through demand forecasts and how they must navigate regulatory approvals, seabed rights, and local political considerations. Underneath the technical achievement lies a market shaped by competition, consolidation, and the need for ever more bandwidth driven by video, cloud computing, and global enterprise networks. Subramanian brings attention to the less visible layers of the industry, the specialized manufacturers, marine surveyors, ship operators, insurers, and repair agreements that keep the system functioning. By describing these incentives and bottlenecks, the book helps readers understand why some routes get repeated investment while other regions struggle to attract projects, reinforcing digital inequality and economic dependence. Lastly, environment, law, and the ethics of building on the ocean floor. The book also considers submarine cables as an environmental and legal undertaking, not just a communication story. Laying cable requires seabed surveys, route planning to avoid hazards, and coordination with international and national laws governing territorial waters and exclusive economic zones. While cables are often portrayed as low impact compared with many marine industries, their installation and repair can still disturb seabed habitats, particularly in sensitive coastal areas. The narrative underscores how environmental review, local community concerns, and the rights of fishing industries shape what gets built and where. It also explores the legal frameworks that make cables possible, from permitting regimes to international norms that protect cable routes and facilitate repairs. This topic encourages readers to think about the ocean as a contested space where commerce, conservation, and security overlap. It raises ethical questions about transparency and accountability when infrastructure is mostly invisible to the public, yet essential to daily life. The book's broader implication is that sustainability and resilience should be designed together, planning routes that reduce ecological disruption while also improving redundancy. By linking ocean governance to digital connectivity, Subramanian shows how environmental stewardship and technological progress are increasingly inseparable. In conclusion, this book is best for readers who want to understand how the modern internet actually works beneath the glossy language of apps, wireless access, and cloud services. Journalists, policy professionals, cybersecurity practitioners, and business leaders will benefit, but so will curious general readers who enjoy narrative nonfiction that connects technology to real places and real stakes. The practical value is perspective. Once you see global connectivity as a set of cables, landing stations, permits, ships, and corporate deals, you also see why outages happen, why some regions pay more for bandwidth, and why infrastructure decisions can alter economic opportunity. That awareness can improve how you evaluate technology news, data sovereignty debates, and claims about network resilience. Compared with similar books that focus narrowly on software, surveillance, or big tech culture, this one stands out by centering the physical backbone and the people who sustain it, bridging engineering, geopolitics, and economics in one coherent story. It is worth buying because it upgrades a reader's mental model of the internet from abstraction to infrastructure, making everyday digital dependence feel both more understandable and more urgent to protect. If you would like to support Samanth Subramanian, you can buy the book through the Amazon link I've provided in the podcast description. After reading the book, please let me know what you think and share your thoughts. See you around.